Battlefield 6's beta became live not too long ago, and with that, we've got some interesting content to look at. This comes from this guy named Dr. Disaster. Very interesting name, and the title is Hate Speech, Battlefield 6 bans players requesting option to remove female voice lines. So they definitely, I don't know. I would need to know the context of why they were asking that. To be honest with you, can't think of any context as to why you would want female voice lines removed. It really does come across like a misogynistic dog whistle. That's kind of what that comes across as. Like, there's no other context I can think of, unless this is like overinflated by the content creator himself. And I gotta say, judging by this guy's content, why does every single, like, this is literally the typical anti-woke thumbnail that people make. Like, every single, like, look at these thumbnails. Here comes the tears, disgusting Fantastic Four, devastatingly dropping at the box office. Bad news for gamers. Gamers hate these censors. This sells like shit. Like, these are all just anti-woke thumbnails. Like, what are we doing? Now, he might not be as obnoxious. Nope, never mind. Nope, he's got, like, the trans flag and the pride flag. This turd is cooked, yeah. Alright, I guess it was only a matter of time. Gamers hate this shit. It's too woke. Okay, so yeah, I guess we're getting more anti-woke content, it seems. This guy, I don't know, this is fucking weird. I guess, no time like the present to just watch it. Let's go. It's about 10 minutes long. That was weird. I'm gonna just try to replay that again.
What's up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the unbelievably unflappable Dr. Disaster. And several days ago, we talked about the fact that the reveal trailer for Battlefield 6 did not feature a single female in it, which was in stark contrast to what we saw with this Battlefield 5 reveal trailer back in 2018.
So, you're celebrating that there's not a woman in the trailer of Battlefield 6, but there is in Battlefield 5? I don't think that has anything to do with anti-wokeness having an effect on whining about women being shown in trailers. That just, I don't know. It seems fucking strange, but okay.
That is one big pile of shit.
As you can see...
Okay. I mean, was Battlefield 5 really that bad? I'm not a huge Battlefield player, but it's like, I feel like if the game has any issues, I feel like a woman being in the video game is probably going to be the least of your worries if there's any issues in the game. So to pick on all things, like listen, of all things to criticize a game for, saying that, oh, a woman is in a video game, that's bad. Dude, I don't know, man. Like, you've got some weird fucking priorities. But, I guess anything for the anti-woke grift, huh?
Here from the reveal trailer of Battlefield 5, just about the first thing that they showed you, despite the fact that the franchise has always prided itself in realism and the game was being set in World War II.
So just to be clear, okay, there's already so many fucking things wrong with this, god damn it. Oh, man. So... just to be clear, women were in World War II, and we'll go ahead and fact check this right now. Okay, so just to be clear, just to be absolutely clear, I know this is a Wikipedia page, so grain of salt if you must, but several 100,000 women served in combat roles, especially anti-aircraft units. The Soviet Union integrated women directly into their army units. Approximately 1 million served in the Red Army, including about at least 50,000 on the front lines. So the Soviet Union included them. Women took part in the resistances of France, Italy, Poland, and Yugoslavia, as well as the British SOE and American OSS, which women did aid. So yeah, women were part of the armies. You didn't see them as commonly, you know, like, it may be, you may not have seen them as much, but they were there. Now, again, just because the women were part of the military in World War II, they couldn't be part of, like, the front lines of fighting as much, for the American army specifically, I'm talking about. Women weren't able to do that as much until actually 2016. It was actually very late we started accepting women to be able to fire in like the front lines into the army. We really, like, again, America's very slow to like catch up on a lot of different things. But to say that a woman in a World War II game is unrealistic is just factually incorrect. That's like, you're already wrong from the get-go. That's just incorrect, like, from the start. And also, if you're going to complain about seeing a woman in a Battlefield 6 trailer, you said that, oh, this is a stark contrast to what they did last year. Battlefield 6 is apparently set in 2027, during a time where women are fully able to be in the army in, like, any department. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's, like, you're wrong no matter which direction your argument goes here. On with this, fucking content farm slop, I guess. I already don't like this video.
The first thing they showed you, though, was a freaking female soldier running around and fighting as if this was
That's terrible, man.
perfectly normal.
Oh, that's
and
terrible.
Of course, when gamers complained about it, when we ratioed the hell out of that trailer, EA infamously told us that if you don't like it, don't buy it.
That's probably true. Like, if you don't like the game, don't fucking buy it then. But you guys are just whining because you saw a woman in a World War II game when women have been in World War II. Again, we can have a conversation about how they may not have been as prevalent. Again, it was predominantly men, of course. Like, absolutely, it was predominantly men. But to say that it's unrealistic for a woman to be in a World War II game, stop it, okay? Like, you're being disingenuous on purpose, alright? You're, like, shut up.
Who is this person who speaks to me as though I needed his advice?
Well, now fast forward to present time, and I noted that in the reveal trailer for Battlefield 6, which came out a couple weeks ago, I did not see a single female soldier in it.
Why do you care so much if a woman is in the Battlefield 6 trailer? Why does that matter? The game is set in 2027. If anything, it would be more realistic to show a woman in this game. They so happen to not do that because I guess maybe they just didn't want all the backlash from the anti-woke people, I guess, because apparently that video had a lot of dislikes from what you showed us. I am curious to check, though. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, this is from the YouTube like to dislike remover or whatever. It's not 100% accurate, so we may not get, like, a fully accurate answer here, but apparently it is showing more dislikes. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like the reason why people would have hated this is probably not anything to do with the fact that a woman was in the trailer. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so I went through many different posts. I guess I'll show several here just to show like a general consensus, and I'm not just cherry picking posts. There's one EA forums post that says, "Why do people hate Battlefield 5 so much?" Attrition, just not a fan. I appreciate they tried something different, but not for me. Vehicle damage, round balance, the setting of World War II, I guess was just not for them. Animations, visibility, the game mode, carousel, matchmaking, grand operation. So these are all mostly gameplay related things as to why people didn't like Battlefield 5. We'll go to another post. Okay, so on this game FAQs post, this guy said, "I'll be fast. The game launched and vets had pre-ordered the deluxe edition. 3 things happened. The game released public only 3 days. Slow content drip. Devs were horrible to the community. TTK changes were a mess. Broken promises, not a lot of maps." So again, more just gameplay and like quality of life stuff that just wasn't there. I guess we'll go to the final post. Lack of anti-cheating. It's so rampant you get 1 out of 20 sessions. The MP was too frustrating. Maps are too big. Bad minimap. Again, so this idea that people hated Battlefield 5 because a woman was in the trailer is not being portrayed by anyone else that I can see other than you, Dr. Disaster. You're the only one that's whining that a woman is in the trailer. That's fucking insane. If you hate women so much, why don't you marry a guy then? I don't know, dude. Like, these guys are, like, the gayest motherfuckers ever. I swear to God. Like, it's like every single day they say that, like, everybody just needs to have same-sex marriage. And don't get me wrong, if you like same-sex marriage, that's cool for you. But it's like, my guy, is this, like, your way of... At this point, you might as well just, like, accept the gay agenda. If that's the way you're communicating it, I don't know.
Which says an awful lot about the way that the culture has swung. I asked you guys in that video that I made talking about this subject if you had noticed any female soldiers in it that I simply...
Who cares? What the fuck does it matter? It's not unrealistic. The game is set in 2027. Yeah, believe it or not, women can join the army. I know that's a very mind-blowing fact for you because these fucking anti-woke content creators are really stupid and they don't want to have any actual conversation about anything. You literally lied earlier in this video saying that people hated the game because it was considered too woke because a woman was in the fucking game. You literally just straight up lied. I pulled up so many different results of people saying that the reason why Battlefield 5 wasn't as successful was because of gameplay and quality of life stuff rather than a woman being shown in the fucking trailer. Dude, get a fucking grip, man. If a woman triggers you in media, you're gonna have to cut yourself off from so much entertainment in the world.
hadn't noticed. And the only thing that people said that they noticed was that in the background, while the video was playing, you could hear female soldiers shouting and whatnot. It seemed that as far as marketing purposes went, EA must have learned a painful truth for them to swallow.
Oh my god, they've learned the truth that women are terrible, according to these people. Holy fuck, dude. Bro, I hate this video so much already. We're not even like 2 minutes in, and I already fucking hate this video.
As it pertains to gaming.
It's a man's world.
But while it looks as though EA might have learned this lesson, the community managers...
Yeah, they learned a lesson from you guys. You taught them a terrible, valuable lesson, man. So true.
For Battlefield 6 are still filled with the same progressive shitheels.
Oh my god, okay.
Who can't stand anyone questioning their worldview.
Okay, incredible.
This post here on X has been making the rounds, and it shows that someone was banned from the Battlefield 6 community hub for simply asking for the option to disable female voice lines.
Okay, hold on. I need to know the context of this. So, Pirate Nation, maybe I can find this original post later. You have been banned from the Battlefield 6 Community Club. Give us the option in the settings menu to disable female voices, yelling, and death sounds in the multiplayer, please. Reason, hate speech. So, just to be clear, that is definitely a form of hate speech. Like, come on. You're literally saying, come on. You're telling us that you want to disable female voice lines only and only hear men only specifically. Dude, this is the most fucking red pill dog whistle thing, like, ever. Like, you're gonna tell me that it's not because, oh, I just don't like female noises, it has nothing to do with that? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't believe you. Fuck out of here, man. This is so stupid. I'm sorry, if you're asking this, disable the entire voice lines as a whole. You can disable voice lines as a whole or accept all of them. You can't have an in-between. Sorry, if that pisses you off, sorry. You cry some more about it. Either disable the voice lines as a whole, or just don't fucking play the game, whatever. Or, like, just go fucking talk to people in the real world, I guess.
And for anyone out there who gets offended by simply asking for something like this, I'm gonna let the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger give out some pretty good advice.
Stop being such a pussy.
Wow, you owned me, man. Congratulations. I'm literally dancing for your amusement. How many other channels do that? Probably none. It's like this is the gay... Literally, you guys get mad every time a woman or a gay character is in a show or in a movie, and you're doing the most gay shit on camera right now. Just to be clear. This is like the fucking gay... This is probably the most closeted fucking gay, like, anti-woke content creator I think I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. This guy is like probably... He probably like dreams of guzzling like 3 different dicks at the same time. This is so fucking gay, dude. Holy fuck. That's your intro? Okay, dude. Holy fuck. This is... Wow. That's his dick exploding to the fucking gay porn history he has.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that
Okay.
you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you
Here,
have.
I got you. There you go. I hit the like button. The dislike button. Haha.
Haven't already. Also, I've begun uploading some content onto Rumble, so make sure you follow Dr.
Oh, Rumble. Yeah, streaming on Rumble, the same platform that Sneeko streams on. Interesting. Noticing some parallels there, I guess. For all I know, this guy may not be as bad as Sneeko. I mean, Sneeko literally advocates that 20-year-olds can get married to 13-year-olds. It's fucking crazy shit, but still.
Disaster over there, and don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster 1. I keep a list on there.
You really are a disaster.
Of games, Lousy with...
I can see why you call yourself that. Holy shit. Like, I mean, like, listen, like, if you look at your whole channel is just nothing but anti-woke, and you upload, like, 3 videos a day. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is your most popular upload? Your most popular upload is, like, 150,000 views, but then, like, everything else just, like, gets below. And listen, I'm not doing much better than you are, because my channel just started out. But, like, the audience you've built up is it's going to be full of just people that cry every time any representation is in any, like, media whatsoever. If a fucking woman character... Listen, you get mad at a fucking woman character being in a video game or a movie, then, like I said, you're going to have a problem with so much other media being shown online. Alright, dude.
Wokeness pinned to the account at all times for your reference, but anyhow, let's talk about this Battlefield 6 situation. Going into this topic, I want to be as nuanced as possible because...
Bro, every time someone claims to be nuanced, every time someone says, I want to be nuanced, learn nuance, oh my god, especially on Twitter, specifically, when people say, like, learn nuance or, like, say that they want to be nuanced about something, these are some of the most non-nuanced people you'll ever find. That is, like, the biggest red flag of people that want to make it known that they're trying to explore nuance. Like, they literally just outwardly tell you it. Those are some of the most, like, non-nuanced people you'll ever fucking meet in your life.
On the one hand, there will be people saying that actually EA has not learned anything and we can't stop pushing back against them, while other people are going to be pointing...
Or maybe EA just added a woman character and didn't think twice about it and that was it. Like, that was, like, they didn't think much of it. Like, most normal people in the fucking real world would actually think.
Out that this game, that Battlefield 6, at least based on what we have seen thus far, does not appear to be woke. It appears to be a...
Who cares if it is?
Far cry from what we saw with the last mainline Battlefield title. There is a reason that while the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer was ratioed into oblivion where it belongs, the Battlefield 6...
Yeah, not for the reasons you mentioned earlier, by the way. You tried to make it seem like the reason why Battlefield 5's trailer was ratioed was because it was too woke. But no, it was because of the fucking gameplay. That's all that was. And that, like, longtime players were sick of it. It has nothing to do with the fact that it had a woman character in it, because you're just lying earlier in this video.
Trailer.
And also, why do you care so much if a game is woke? Like, honest to God, like, why do you care so much? Seriously, like, I genuinely want to know, why do you actually throw a fucking tantrum every time you see, like, a gay or a trans character or a non-binary character in any form of media? Why do you care so much? I really want to know, because it's like, listen, I understand when games get to be a little too much. Again, I was shown this example earlier. Dragon Age Veilguard is a good example of it. Dragon Age Veilguard is an example where it's woke to the point where it's annoying. And I'm not saying, like, you can't have wokeness in a game. I'm talking about, like, when Dragon Age Veilguard, they had, like, a gay or a trans character, and every time someone, like, accidentally misgenders them, not even, like, on purpose, it was like an instinct thing, and it was like, oops, sorry, they had to do, like, 50 push-ups. It was to the point, like, that was what they did as a punishment, is they had to do, like, 50 push-ups every time they misgender somebody. It was to the point where, like, even people who were gay and trans in the comments section were saying, this is not how you do LGBT representation in a video game. That's not how you do this. So yeah, like, I agree. When you have characters that make it their entire personality, like they did in Dragon Age Veilguard, it makes the anti-woke people actually seem reasonable when they're complaining about this stuff. Which is that's like a sign that it's bad, because most anti-woke people, for the most part, especially the content creators you see, like Synthetic Man and stuff, are huge fucking morons that are likely either grifting or they're just fucking stupid and they don't have any understanding of what they're talking about. But then you have this shit where it's like you're whining because a woman was in a fucking trailer and you lied earlier saying that the woman was the reason why Battlefield 5 didn't do too well. Because that's literally what you said earlier in this fucking video.
Has very few dislikes on it. There are 9.3 million views currently, with over 500,000 likes to only about 15.
Wow, ratings mean something is good, by the way. It's definitely a representation of something that's doing well, by the way. Sure. I mean, like, yes, it can be a sign that something is doing well or something isn't doing too well, but, like, Infinite Warfare is, like, one of the trailer for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is one of the most disliked videos on YouTube, but it wound up not being as bad as everyone thought it was. Was it a superb Call of Duty game? No, but a lot of people really enjoyed the campaign. I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was anything super spectacular, but, like, you know, they really enjoyed the campaign. The zombies mode was pretty damn good, too. The multiplayer was like a bit of a knockoff of Black Ops 3, a bit. But, it wound up not being as bad as the video getting dislike bombed. So it's like you're trying to run this huge point that because it's getting liked, Battlefield 6 is going to do too well. But there's no indication of that whatsoever. It's still in beta.
1,000 dislikes. To put it quite simply, somebody at EA clearly got the message. The people who work at the company might not like it, but they understand that this shit right here does not sell. Battlefield fans...
It doesn't matter. You're insinuating that because there's a woman character, it doesn't sell. It doesn't matter. That's not the reason why it did terribly. I literally proved earlier in the video that that's not the case.
Did not want this. And the crazy thing is that while Battlefield 5 took place in a World War II setting where the sight of female soldiers fighting was
They did fight during World War II, by the way. Maybe not so much in the US Army, but there were female soldiers in World War II. That was a legitimate thing, and you can fact check that.
Extremely anachronistic to the point that it completely ruined the experience.
It ruined the experience for you, maybe, but other people were normal people had their experience ruined because of gameplay stuff, mainly. That's what the normal take is. But if seeing a woman character is enough to ruin your experience, then you're a fucking moron. You're an actual idiot. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, you're a crybaby like, you're just as bad as the people who want more who, like, cry for more representation and are like, listen, I understand when things get too woke, you know, like, again, Dragon Age Veilguard is, like, there are times where it can get very annoying. I agree. When they make it their entire personality. I personally don't mind when woke characters or, like, LGBT representation or, like, woman characters are there, as long as you give them, like, a cool backstory. There's a lot of really cool characters. Again, Fallout TV show is a good example of it. There's a character named Dane. He's Maximus's friend, or they're Maximus's friend, and they're non-binary. You don't even notice that they're non-binary, and they're, like, a cool, like, friend that Maximus has. And, like, they don't make being non-binary their entire personality. They actually have, like, a legit backstory and everything, and it's, like, a whole side story that they do. They may not have developed it as much as they could have, but, you know, it was good. Stuff like that is good. But then you have Dragon Age Veilguard where it just goes too far. And, like, I agree, that's a thing. But then you guys are just the same side of the token. Like, you guys are a different side of the same token. Like, you guys are just as whiny and you guys are just as fucking bad as the people that you're bitching about. Or as the things you're bitching about. You guys are you're just as much of a crybaby.
Battlefield 6 is from a more modern setting. These days, it is of course quite plausible that you would see and hear female soldiers in battle, and yet they went out of their...
So, then why are you... You literally just admitted that, like, it's more realistic in this setting in 2027, which is when Battlefield 6 takes place, that it would be more realistic for a female character to be here. So why are you... Why are you mad, or why are you, like, trying to point out that, like, it's a good thing that a female character isn't here in the first place? Isn't that a discrepancy in your narrative?
way in this trailer to make sure that we didn't see a single female soldier in it.
You just contradicted yourself in 2 different sentences. What the fuck is this?
That says an awful lot about how they want.
Like, how are you gonna say, oh, yeah, no, female characters, unrealistic to the narrative, totally. Oh, but it's more plausible that we would see them in 2027. Oh, okay, dude. Yeah, alright. Cool stuff, man.
To market that game, Battlefield 5 put this.
Just to be clear, women were soldiers in World War II. Maybe not as much in the US because it was mostly men. And even in most countries, it was mostly male-dominated, I do agree. But women were in World War II. To say that that's not the case and that's unrealistic is just, you are factually incorrect.
Right here on the cover of the game back in 2018, and in this new title, I've
Why do you care so much?
hardly seen any females in any footage of the game.
Bro, he wants to, like, have a dude's dick to suck so badly in the front cover. I swear to God, that's what he's communicating to us.
That being said, it is true that many, and in fact, likely most of the people who made Battlefield 5 and who defended that game, it's likely that most of them are still working at the company, and they are most likely seething at the fact that their views have now been pushed into the background.
Oh my God, he's just going full conspiracy brain that the developers of EA are trying to push a woke agenda. This is fucking diabolical. He's like really going full conspiracy mode here.
And now the emphasis is on the actual game.
Oh my God. Oh my God, what a fucking loser. I'm sorry. Like, listen, I don't normally... I really try hard to not insult the people that I'm watching, but you genuinely are a fucking loser. I'm sorry. You just are. Like, how are you gonna sit here and be fucking mad and, like, say... Like, just push this unhinged, very completely unverified conspiracy theory that they're trying to push a woke agenda? You know, some companies will virtue signal, I agree, like they'll add pride characters or whatever, not because they actually want pride representation, but because it's good branding. That is true. That is a legitimately true thing that a lot of companies will do, and that a lot of, like, media will do. And, like, you could, I suppose I could be open to that argument, maybe. You know, I still wouldn't see it in Battlefield specifically. But, like, I wouldn't doubt that maybe there's, like, a little bit of that. Maybe. But that even then, that's a pretty charitable way to look at your argument that you're trying to push in this video. You're just going full conspiracy brain saying that they're trying to push an agenda and that they're seething that they couldn't push that agenda. I think the only person that's seething at the fact that a woman is in a video game or that a woman can't be in a game is you. Like, you're the only person that's angry at this. You and your fucking dumb audience. Or what's left of it, anyway.
Guess is that this marketing decision to try to appeal to male gamers was passed down from somewhere on high.
Well, I'm a male gamer and I really don't care either way, to tell you the truth. I don't care, and I don't freak out whenever I see a woman character on screen. I know. I know. Being a normal person, it's very shocking. It might be very eye-opening for you, Mr. Dr. Disaster, but yeah, that's, yeah, I don't freak out whenever I see that.
But the community managers are usually some of the most terrible employees for any company. They are often the most vocal about their progressive views to the...
Okay, listen, I'm not gonna lie, you were on the right track there. Like, yes, community managers can be very obnoxious. That is true, but then you say that they're trying to push progressive views and you lost me, like, immediately. You almost had, like, a point that I actually was willing to listen to, but then you just went off the fucking rails and said something else entirely.
Point that they are simply out of control, which is why we see this shit right here.
No, this person got banned because they were an obnoxious person obviously trying to say that women shouldn't have a voice in video games. That's literally why he got banned here. And just to be clear, you deserve to get banned for that. You know what you're doing when you say stuff like this, and you're being an obnoxious dickhead for no fucking reason. You deserve to get banned for that. Sorry, you just do.
This tweet features a screenshot of someone showing that they were banned from the Battlefield 6 community hub.
Good. Good. Let them get banned.
And it shows the post which got this person banned. They said, give us the option in the settings menu to disable female voice lines.
Why female voice lines in particular? Like, genuinely, why? I'd be curious to ask this person. I don't think they're going to be able to give me a good answer, genuinely. Like, there's no way. Like, if you think voice lines are bad, there's a reason why most games, if you go to the options and the sounds category specifically, that voice lines you can turn off completely. You can disable every single voice line in a video game. Then that's fine. But you say female voices in particular, we know what you're fucking doing when you're asking this shit. Like, we know what you're trying to say.
Yelling.
This is obviously a fucking red pill dog whistle.
And death sounds in the multiplayer, please. Now, that was extremely respectful. He even said...
Hey guys, I don't want to hear women talk. That's very respectful. Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, bro.
Please, for Pete's sake. And honestly, that is completely understandable.
Women talking? Shut up. That's very respectful. You got it, dude.
To not want to hear females dying in the background of this game.
Okay. Bro, this guy is like so fucking gay, dude. I swear to God. And listen, I don't condone using gay as like a derogatory term. You shouldn't. Like, you definitely shouldn't be doing that. But the reason I'm saying that is because this guy probably is like super red-pilled or like super misogynistic to some extent. And both of those people in those categories hate being called gay. They hate it more than anything else. And, like, that's, like, literally that's why I'm doing it to this guy. Because this guy very clearly is, like, someone who's, like, super closeted.
As a man myself...
And again, that's, like, nothing wrong with being closeted. Nothing wrong with being gay. I am a left-leaning person, okay? I don't have any problem with it. I'm just doing it because these people hate being called gay.
I don't like the idea of hearing female soldiers dying in the background.
Well, that's tough shit, then. Sorry.
The whole point of me fighting...
Sorry, dude. Sorry, bro. You're gonna have to hear it regardless. You're gonna hear women in your life regardless of where you go. Yeah, unless you want to, like, continue being terminally online and fueling an echo chamber where you only have men. Okay, dude. Sure.
In a war, if I were to do that, would be to protect women and children. That's how I feel as a man from a very primal perspective.
Women can't go to war, even though women have been in wars, like, even before the World War II, which is a proven fact. Women have been allowed in many different areas of the army. Now, did they have as many rights, and did they have as many areas that they could be in the army as much as they do now? No, they didn't. But, like, this is fucking unhinged.
So, hearing them shouting out affects that primal part of me deep down.
That primal part of me deep down. This guy is fucking crazy. This is insane. Holy fuck, dude. I thought we were gonna get some fun anti-woke slop. This guy is, like, legitimately just, like, full anti-women.
Personally, it isn't enough for me to say that I wouldn't play the game, but I can see why...
Well, you literally just said earlier that you fucking hated it in your game, so I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like in the moment, like, a woman... I don't know. Did, like, suddenly when your mother birthed you, did suddenly, like, you scream because your mother is a woman and you, like, hated it? Have you disconnected your mother from your life because she's a woman? Like, what is your relationship with women in real life? Like, genuinely, I'm asking.
Someone would ask for this option, and if the option was available, I would certainly choose it.
I'm sure you would.
However, as you can see on this post, where they give the reason for the ban, it says hateful speech.
It is hate speech. That's exactly what it is.
These people are just plain jackasses. Where in the hell was the hate in this guy's question?
The part where he says he wants to not hear women voice lines at all. Specifically women voice lines, which is that is derogatory towards women, just objectively speaking. Hope that helps.
This guy very politely asked them for...
Politely asked them. Oh, by the way, like, women, shut up. That's what he's advocating for, by the way, in this video. I hope we understand this.
Option. And they could have politely refused, or even just given him a warning and said that it was inappropriate. But no, these power-tripping turds decide...
Power-tripping turds. Wait, so if you're admitting that it was inappropriate, how come earlier... Didn't you just say earlier in this video that he politely asked? What the fuck? You're saying that it was a polite thing to do to say that, hey, women should not be allowed to speak in games. Essentially, that's what he's saying when he wants to mute women in the game. How are you, like, what are you talking about? Also, let's think for a second, all right? Let's actually think. Okay, let's suppose that they follow through with his request, right? That they suddenly added an option where you could mute male voice lines or female voice lines. How do you think that would look from a perception point of view to the public? Like, how do you think that would look if you could choose to mute, like, a female voice? How do you think that would look? How do you think people are going to perceive that? Like, genuinely, how do you think people would, like, I don't know, man. Like, at that point, you just add the voice lines as a whole to mute altogether. It just doesn't make any sense why you would want to mute one and not the other than the fact that you just hate seeing women in video games. There's no other explanation that you can come up with otherwise.
To reach for the ban hammer, and this isn't the only example of these people causing issues on the community hub. Someone replied to that first post, which was posted by ex-user Pirate Nation, but they replied to it with this image here, where someone shows they received a warning for talking about not wanting any LGBT gender crap featured in the game.
Oh no, the worst thing ever. It's your fucking kryptonite, you guys. Oh no. Actually, I don't really think it's your kryptonite. Your whole content is just complaining about wokeness in video games. I feel like deep down, because you are so fucking gay, you literally, like, did, like, a whole gay intro earlier here. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like deep down you don't want gayness to go away in games. I don't know. Maybe that's just, maybe that's a weird out-of-the-box theory that I have, but I feel like deep down, I think you know that if LGBTQ-ness, like, left media as a whole, like, you wouldn't have any content to talk about anymore. You wouldn't be able to do it anymore, and I think deep down you know that. That's, like, the whole grift. Okay, let's actually read this, though. There are no trans military personnel. Thank you, President Trump. We're off to a great start. So no, if they put one LGBTQ quote or a person in the game, then many of us will boycott it. So you mean the minority of people, when most normal people don't actually care about that, as long as they're not super obnoxious about it, like Dragon Age Veilguard? Okay. Your post was removed because you're violating our rules against political and religious discussions. Well, there you go. That's, they were literally talking about President Trump. President Trump is political, therefore, yeah, that is a violation of that policy. So this person definitely got banned for a valid reason as well.
And to be honest, if I were the moderators of this community hub, I would think that this message here would be much more justifiable to ban than the first one that I showed you, because this one is much more aggressive and it comes off as much less courteous. Not that I think it crossed the line, mind you.
Not that it crossed the line, saying that trans people can't be in the military, even though both men and women can be in the military, and it really does not make... I mean, listen, biologically speaking, men do have a advantage over women, right? They just do. Like, I mean, they're more muscular, they're more, like, masculine in many different things. Like, yes, biologically speaking, men can do more than women in that aspect. Like, yes, I agree. But that doesn't mean women can't be in the military at all. There's still value that they have in the military, both being on the front lines and also being in the Navy and stuff. I know someone who's in the Navy, who was in the Navy, and she was a woman, and trust me, we're gonna survive. I know that's a wild thing to hear, a woman in the Navy. I know that's a crazy thing to think about. Trust me, we're gonna survive. I know. But yeah, you say that it doesn't cross the line, though. They literally mention President Trump, and they say it's against the political and religious discussion rules. So that's, like, already more than enough of a reason to ban anyways. But again, this person is obviously just being a fucking asshole for no reason.
But it definitely has a much more aggressive tone in any case. What this
But apparently they got a warning. They didn't even get banned.
Tells me is that the change that we've seen in Battlefield 6 with regards to how they have marketed it is at a surface level. It is a surface level fix. But there are certainly still issues festering below.
Why? Is it because you can hear a woman in the game? Is that your biggest issue with it? Not anything to do with the gameplay, not anything to do with anything else?
In the company. Hopefully the people developing this game, though, keep that shit in check. Because...
Okay, bro.
Because honestly, I don't care what someone's political opinion is as long as they keep it to themselves and don't try to push it on me in the game or in the marketing for the game. So far, their approach to marketing Battlefield 6 has worked really well. There were nearly 200 and...
How does adding a woman in a game push a political agenda? Please, listen, LGBTQ people, unfortunately, there is a lot of overlap with politics because a lot of conservatives, a lot of right-wingers want to take away rights from LGBTQ people, and unfortunately, there is going to always be that overlap regardless. But, like, even just by having them in the game, that's not really, like... I don't think that on its own makes the game trying to push a political agenda. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, again, you can make the argument that when things get way, 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 way too woke to the point where it's, like, very uncomfortable and very annoying to the point where if you mess up or slightly say something out of line, or you make like a mistake to the point where it literally like shuns you from there, then yeah, like again, I agree. There's like stuff like that's very fucking annoying. And just to be clear, people on the far left are idiots as well. All right, I'm left leaning, but like if you're too far left, like most of those people tend to be fucking idiots who they complain about shit that most of the real world doesn't really care about that much. But, like, you're trying to insinuate that, like, a woman in a video game is, like, a political agenda now, apparently. Okay, so by that logic, Alien is pushing a political agenda. The original Alien in the 70s, because the main protagonist is a woman. Star Wars, you have a Star Wars background, by the way, is pushing a political agenda because Princess Leia is a woman character, and, oh, that's considered too bad now. Like, again, all these things, a bunch of Marvel, a bunch of DC is pushing political agendas because there's women characters in that too. Call of Duty's pushing political agenda because there's woman characters there too. Oh my gosh. Like, literally every single media piece you can think of would be pushing a political agenda by your own logic that you're trying to push here.
80,000 people waiting in queue to play the Battlefield 6 early access beta. That doesn't even include the people who were playing it, mind you. That was just the queue to get in and play it. This game is going to break records, potentially. And
I mean, that's a good thing, yeah.
And I think this
that's
is
a beautiful thing.
That
also,
is going to break...
Is that a... No, I can't tell if that's a woman character. I thought that was a woman character. I wouldn't be able to tell.
...product to males who have been starved...
Wait, what?
This is evidence that marketing this sort of product to males who have been starved for a game like this, getting back to basics, but doing...
When they're marketing this game, they're not thinking of people like you. Just to be absolutely clear. They don't know who the fuck you are. You're an absolute nobody to them. And even if they did know who you were, they'd probably forget about you within the next hour they hear of you. Just to be absolutely clear. They have no idea who the fuck you are. And most people probably don't either.
Marketing this way is a pretty damn good idea. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your contempt for these community managers who ban people because of their hurt fees into the comment section below.
That's so terrible, man. Such a... Dude, it's like, I love these content creators that, like, absolutely try to push this content and, like, develop this, like, huge victim complexes. They're like, clearly some of the best content creators ever.
And we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel.
What the fuck is this outro? This is so stupid.
And become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.
Plenty of male booty for you, I guess. You're gonna do a lot of turbulence testing with that. My advice to you, go back to space. Alright, that was a fucking doozy.